In the heart of an ancient land, where the spirits whisper through the trees and the ancestors walks among the living, a woman carried a secret she did not yet understand. Her name was Rita, and within her womb, life stirred. Yet, in the dead of night, beneath the watchful gaze of the full moon, another presence made itself known. A child, a ghostly child, whose voice carried the weight of forgotten souls. One evening, as Rita rubbed her swollen belly, a strange chill settled over her skin. She looked up and gasped. A small figure stood beneath the ancient palm wine tree, its silhouette barely visible in the moonlight. The child's eyes, hollow and pale, seemed to pierce through the darkness. Rita. The voice was soft yet filled with sorrow. Her breath caught in her throat. She blinked, and the figure was gone. The wind howled through the village, rattling the dried gourds hanging from her doorway. Somewhere in the distance, an owl let out a long, mournful cry. The next morning she sought out Mama Cecilia, the village elder, whose sight reached beyond the veil of the living. The old woman traced symbols in the red earth, her fingers trembling slightly. "You say the child called your name?" Mama Cecilia's voice was barely a whisper. Rita nodded, gripping her cloth tightly. "I saw it near the palm wine tree." Mama Cecilia's eyes darkened. "That tree is a gate between worlds. If a spirit has spoken to you, it means your fates are bound. But why?" She reached for a bundle of cowrie shells, tossing them onto a woven mat. As they landed, her lips parted in shock. "This is no ordinary spirit. This child is waiting for something." As days passed, the child appeared more often. Sometimes in the reflection of the river, its pale eyes stared back at her. Other times she heard soft footsteps behind her, but when she turned, nothing. One night she awoke to a cold breath against her ear. "Where is my name?" The whisper sent shivers through her spine. She screamed, clutching her belly. Rotimi, her husband, rushed in, holding a burning stick for protection. But there was nothing in the room except the lingering scent of wildflowers, mixed with something older, something rotten. Mama Cecilia guided Rita deep into the sacred woods, where only the spirits dared to tread. At the center of the grove stood a shrine, its wooden carvings cracked with age. The air was thick with incense and whispers from the unseen. Beneath a mound of sacred earth, they unearthed a bundle wrapped in faded cloth. With trembling hands, Mama Cecilia unraveled it, revealing tiny bones adorned with old, broken beads. A sharp gasp escaped Rita's lips. Tears blurred her vision. "This child was once yours," Mama Cecilia murmured. "Not in this life, but in another." That night, Rita did not run. She stood in the moonlight as the child appeared once more, its small hand outstretched. "What do you want from me?" she asked, voice trembling. The child's expression was not of malice, but of sorrow. "I was never given a name," it whispered. "Without a name, I cannot rest." A tear slid down Rita's cheek. The weight of generations pressed against her chest. "Then I will give you one." The villagers gathered, their voices weaving into the wind. A fire burned brightly in the center of the circle, its embers carrying prayers to the heavens. Rita stepped forward, hands shaking, but heart steady. With the ancestors as my witness, I name you Sindra, the one who lives on. A sudden gust of wind swept through the village, rustling the trees. The child's form began to dissolve, its sorrow fading into peace. For the first time, Sindra smiled. The haunting stopped that very night. Months later, Rita gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. She named her Sindra in honor of the spirit who had once walked beside her. The whispers ceased. The shadows no longer lingered. But when the wind howled through the trees, it carried not fear, but the soft laughter of an ancestor finally at peace. In the land of the living and the dead, names hold power. To be forgotten is the true curse, but to be remembered is to live forever. Wow, what a journey. Thank you so much for watching what happens when a pregnant woman meets her ghostly child. This story was filled with mystery, courage, and the power of remembrance. If this tale touched your heart, gave you chills, or kept you on the edge of your seat, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video to show your support. Comment your favorite moment. We love hearing from you. Share with friends and family who love a great story. Subscribe and turn on the bell notification so you never miss another mind-blowing tale. Your support keeps these powerful African stories alive. Thank you for being part of this incredible journey. More thrilling stories are coming your way. Stay tuned.